fantasy question. If you could have one person from modern day or from history appear on your podcast, who would you want to have and why?
There's a few podcasts that I really love to listen to. Rena Malik is she's a urologist that she does not shy away from any topics, and I love her stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen some of her stuff too. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
she's
good.
very popular. And about men's health and sex and TRT, and she gets into the women's issues with sex and hormones and stuff. Very, very good. And the guests she has are very interesting too. But just like, she's pretty fearless about her topics. I love that.
It's kind of interesting how there's still some taboo topics, like culturally, like around. I think you and I, we can get into topics where it's like, it all kind of depends on.
I'm kind of like, what would my mom say?
Well, the funny thing is they're like one of the 7 people that watches our podcast, right?
That's right.
The other day, she's like, why did you have our picture on there? Like, why did you show our picture? Because we have you in common as our parents. So why wouldn't we?
Mom, if you're out there. Yeah. So
do it again. There you go. Mom and Dad, let's zoom in on that. Beautiful couple. Just celebrated their 52nd anniversary. But anyway, so Rena Malik.
Yeah. David Sinclair I've read his books. He's a longevity expert, researcher. He was just recently on the Diary of a CEO podcast, and there's just some. He blows my mind every time. He's done some of the best and kind of more cutting edge research on, epigenetic changes and all the NMN stuff and just longevity. He's a longevity researcher.
MNM,
nicotinamide mononucleotide. It's just this, and it kind of feeds into the NAD plus peptide that people are on.
Got it.
And stuff. So it's all about cellular energy, which drives our DNA repair mechanisms and helps with cellular recovery and energy. And can lead to improved longevity and things like that. So
is that proven?
It's proven is sort of a loaded term there, but there's evidence that leads to can improve longevity, but it's more about maintaining your ability to like live a good life. We can keep people alive. I've told you this before. We can keep people alive for way longer than they should be, but it's about maintaining your health and lifestyle and energy and stuff late into life.
Got it.
Yeah. Got it. So Thomas Glenn is our older brother. He's an opera singer, has sung all over the world, but he's actually composing. He's composing an opera that is the like monologues from like famous movies, a few famous movies to opera.
Oh yeah, no, I did hear about that. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm like really anxious to see
set to opera. Right.
What he comes up with.
That is a great idea.
And I try to I told him that's great. That could be like
as a concept,
mainstream appeal.
Absolutely.
And he's like, that's not what I'm doing. No, I don't think people will like it.
Leave it to Tom. Sure, whatever, dude.
Tortured artist.
I know,
that
right?
You are.
Exactly. Yeah. Has he told you? I think he mentioned one, but he told me, and I was like, I've never seen that.
I should have written them down.
I don't remember what that is.
I'm trying to remember what some of them were. I think it's one.
You can't handle the truth.
It's a little more. It's a little more. I think one was one from like Heat. It's like Val Kilmer or something from monologue from Heat.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Add that to my list.
Okay, well,
but that's interesting.
To-do list. Get a list
absolutely.
of the monologues.
Yeah.
I gave him some suggestions. Mine are mostly from like from TV, but.
I heard one quote the other day that I thought was awesome. So you got me into this series called Your Friends and Neighbors.
Yes.
And there's this one example after a guy throws up into a high-tech toilet that's just sitting there. He goes, if you're looking for a metaphor, look no further than a man throwing up into a $30,000 toilet that's not connected to plumbing. So John Hamm's friend Barney, he's got a drinking problem. He's got some issues he's dealing with. So
I think they all have issues they're dealing with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's probably like the one of the themes of,
of the show. Yeah.
Of the show. I mean, it's
great show, by the way.
Doesn't matter where you are, how much money you have.
I just can't wait for new episodes to come out.
Yeah. I think, how many episodes are there? So season 2.
Season 2, I don't know, episode 4.
3. Yeah, 4 I think is
coming out this week, I think.
Yeah. It's funny.
Great premise.
The problems that he gets himself into.
Who hasn't fantasized of just leaving their day-to-day grind to become a cat burglar?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's some interesting, some good points to that. Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of what fiction is, though? It kind of like lets you live vicariously or like escape from whatever situation.
Yeah. Don't try this at home.
I know, right? I know. There's
probably got a little too much to lose in the end of the day.
Don't do it, kids. If it feels like it's time to steal stuff, just don't do it. It's not worth it.
When I was in high school,
be bored.
There was a group of cool kids that started
stealing stuff.
Yeah, but they didn't. It was just they would just steal. They would try to doors in cars and just steal stuff.
Oh, really? Just out of the cars?
Just for fun.
That's crazy.
And you hear about some celebrities getting busted for shoplifting and stuff. More as it's just kind of to feel the excitement,
the thrill
of it or something.
One thing that I think is kind of a common thread in our family too is kind of like the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
What little jobs or what kind of businesses? What have you started? What have you done? What have you enjoyed doing? Because I know that you've started some other businesses. Aside from what you're doing right now with Underwood Men's Health and your vein practice.
Right. Yeah. So I've been. I mean, before I even went to, I was always trying to. I shoveled so many driveways growing up in Canada.
Yeah,
it was I would be all excited for winter because I knew I could go out and make some money.
You just knock doors and
doors, and I would knock 2 doors and get 1 driveway. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they just took pity on me. They're like, sure,
whatever, dude, whatever.
Because everyone has to shovel there.
Sure.
But no, it was easy and fun. I mowed lawns in the summer.
Yeah, I remember that.
I eventually had some real jobs, but as a doctor, I joined a large practice, private practice. I've always been in private practice, never really been a quote unquote employed surgeon. Mm-hmm. But I've worked, done obviously general surgery is kind of my main focus. But then I had some previous experience with lower extremity, vascular disease, vein treatment. So I kind of added that to my practice, and that kind of grew on its own to become its own thing.
Yeah.
And was managed to spin that off, merge that into another business. Mm-hmm. These days I'm back doing mainly just general surgery again. I'm not currently doing vein treatment. Mm-hmm. And then I got interested in weight loss. I had some interest early on with bariatrics and bariatric surgery, but that as a field, as a subspecialty, I decided not to pursue it. Mm-hmm. But we do have a small business doing weight loss treatment, medical weight loss with treating folks with the GLP-1s.
Oh, right.
Tirzepatide and semaglutide, and then that's grown into more of a peptide business too.
Do you see peptides as being bigger than weight loss, or?
Weight loss will always be it'll always be a big deal in America. These GLP-1s have changed the landscape for medicine and for weight loss. Peptides are kind of more it's interesting because it's not sick medicine. And that is to say, patients who are sick are looking for a cure, looking for treatment. A lot of the peptide stuff is, how can I be better? How can I be stronger? How can I recover from workouts quicker? Yeah, sure, people have injuries and things like that they're trying to recover from. But the peptide business and the peptide world is really driven. It's patient driven. People find out about them. They want them. They kind of come to us already knowing what they want.
Oh, right.
Because they've seen them on TikTok, they've seen them on Instagram and stuff. They're being bombarded right now. And from a business standpoint, there's money to be earned, but from a medical standpoint, the goal is always, is it safe? Is it appropriate? I mean, is it going to be worth it for you as a patient? And so I try to answer some of these questions, and then if they want quality peptides provided at a reasonable cost, with instructions. That's one thing people are not getting, is proper instructions on how to reconstitute them and take them.
Right.
And I can help you out with that. Sometimes people just want advice on how to take them, but they don't want to buy them from us, which, that's its own problem. But
it's like walking into a camera store to just figure out what camera to buy online.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. No, I understand.
Exactly. Yeah. So the concern is quality, and good suppliers. We use American manufacturers and suppliers. So in fact, ones that only work with doctors. So we have a pretty good supply. We're really happy with it. Testing is on par and all that.
Oh, nice. Cool. And then didn't you guys also, I don't know if you didn't do it for very long, but you had like a nursing home facility?
Oh yeah, we did
skilled nursing.
That's more of a real estate play, but we had.
Got it.
You'd think it would fit into my medical background, but it really wasn't. It's just it's a residential assisted living that we owned and ran for it's about 18 months, and reasonably successful, but it's a good business, but it's really more of a real estate business than a medical business.
Oh, got it.
Those patients, it's just a living establishment for people who need assisted living.
Got it.
Yeah.
But it's something, and I think that,
I forgot about that one.
It
was kind of fun. It was a good experience. Yeah. We had some stressful moments at the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's interesting, though. I was just thinking about back to some of the jobs that I had. I think I was always looking for pocket money, but not asking for a handout from mom and dad. Because we had we had a little bit of an allowance, but if you really wanted the big money. In fact, that's how I met my wife. When I was in college, I had a business where I was basically the garbage man for like a bunch of girls' apartments. I wasn't making any money and I wasn't meeting any girls. So I was like, let me see, how do I do this? And I'd known that somebody else did the same thing, but one of the apartments that I was already like taking the trash out for, my wife had actually moved into that apartment. So
okay,
yeah. So
they paid you what, like $5 a week to go and empty their trash?
Yeah, it's probably like $250 or something. It was really cheap. Like in these apartments, I would have like 15 or 20 units that I would hey, I'm just in the neighborhood taking out trash, and I'll do it for, it was like $1.50 or $2 a week. It was back in the late 90s. So I was more interested in just kind of like
meeting chicks,
meeting girls, that kind of thing. It was mutually beneficial. It's really interesting. Not to say that, girls don't like taking out the trash, but when it's like middle of the winter, Utah, I guess,
Yeah, walk out to the dumpster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I met a lot of people.
You almost should have done it for free.
That would have seemed a little desperate. Then I would have not gotten, they've been like, this guy's a creep. Get out of here, creep.
I feel like you've always been entrepreneurial, or kind of wanted to.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but you were in a job for
A long time.
20 years,
long,
right?
safe. Yeah, kind of a safe job. I like being creative.
What do you think prevented you from going out and taking the plunge on your own?
Habit, probably.
Habit, safety.
Habit, safety, proximity. We found a house that was nearby what I wanted to do. And then there was also the belief that I wasn't going to find anything better. I started my position in 2005, and a couple of years later we had the big recession. Mm-hmm. And so the belief was that, we got to hold on to the job because, things just can't get better.
So do you think broadcast TV is going to go away? Is it worth it for the...
Is it still around?
It is. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kind of being tongue in cheek there. I think that broadcast TV, for the most part, will not be what it continues to be. I haven't sat down and watched a newscast in a long time.
Yeah.
What it has sort of evolved into is being your broadcast TV and then your streaming content. And as the streaming content has gotten bigger, I think the more of the focus will be going toward being that kind of content.
I've even noticed that sometimes, like when you're watching the news, they're like, hey, look at this interesting story on TikTok,
on TikTok.
Like they're reporting on what's on social media sometimes.
Right. Yeah. The profit margins.
The news story is the social media story, which is kind of,
yeah.
It sort of seems backwards. But.
What you saw is the emergence of YouTube content and TikTok content and all that kind of stuff getting big. And I think the traditional sort of like revenue stream diminished to a little bit.
What do you think about the barrier to entry now? I mean, it's obviously like we're basically doing TV here with just a couple cameras and stuff, and anybody can just be an influencer these days,
right? Yeah.
Do you think that means that the cream will rise to the top, or do you think that it's just a race to the bottom?
Well, I think that there's definitely money to be made, right, with YouTube. I think YouTube primarily was what we focused on when we weren't focusing on like our stream or our website, because it gave you more of the ad revenue than the other platforms did. Like Facebook was like a small percentage and Google was a small percentage, but YouTube, it was like half. But the only problem I hear about YouTube now is that the algorithm is slowly evolving, and for some people it's being more difficult to make the money that they used to make. So there's always that aspect of it as well. I might be an entrepreneur, I might be doing my own thing, but if you've got a TV station, you're broadcasting the signal yourself. You have the freedom, the flexibility to kind of, within the constraints, do what you want to do. But with YouTube, you're sort of beholden to their business model and to what they want to do. So
right.
I always wonder about that. Like in the future, like, will the internet ever go back to being like the Wild West where you had,
we can hope
you could put your website up there and you would actually maybe get some traffic, but if you're not playing the AI game or the SEO game now, your chances of getting traffic is kind of slim. So, hey, that's why we put Angine de Poitrine on there, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
get some attention.
Good algorithm loving content.
Yeah.
So,
should we get into some of the TRT questions here?
Yeah. Let's jump into that right now. Oh, by the way, so we talked last week about my journey into TRT.
Where are you at?
Helped to keep me on track. I did sign up to get some TRT. I think they're looking at my application. They kind of have to look at that first and then schedule the consult. But that's where I am right now.
So you're waiting for a consult with a licensed provider?
I am.
And I can't write TRT for you because you're my brother.
Yeah, it's controlled substance.
So you can't write it for your family members and stuff.
I had to check a lot of boxes as I was applying. It's like check.
Just like stuff that you agree to and understand the risks and.
Yeah. I think they want to. I mean, obviously, I can see from the business standpoint wanting to automate as much of that as possible.
Yeah.
But it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, if they do their job right, by the time you're actually
Yeah.
In front of them, the consult should basically already be done.
Right. That's kind of what I think too. That's what I hoped for as well. So yeah. We got there's a lot of different topics that you could talk about. I guess, there's one that I think that maybe guys are wondering about. Can sleep, weight loss, and resistance training realistically restore your testosterone, naturally rather than doing TRT?
Just sleeping better and eating better?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Those things have been shown to have a modest effect. I think weight loss, but in terms of getting you to optimal levels where you're having the real benefits of a high producer, no, just sadly, and that goes for ashwagandha and other supplements and stuff that herbal supplements that are supposed to raise your testosterone levels, just never been shown to achieve those kind of results.
So, interesting.
Although those things are good in their own right and you should do them, and they may raise your testosterone levels a little bit. Actually, high level athletes who do a lot of resistance training actually will tend to have slightly lower testosterone levels.
And then would you list that as maybe some of the bigger misconceptions that guys have about testosterone, or are there other misconceptions that you think are kind of being circulated out there? And what are they? I mean, how do we?
There's so many misconceptions out there. I think the first thing people do when they think they may have low testosterone is try some kind of supplement, and our supplement industry in America is so deregulated, so first of all, like, are you getting even what you think you're getting, and are you getting it from a reliable supplier? I mean, some of these supplements have like Viagra and stuff, gas station pills and stuff like that,
rhino horn.
Yeah, right. So that's sort of the first thing, just because it's so in your face. That's where the first thing a lot of people go to, when really they should be going to their doctor. But then, not all medical professionals are even comfortable writing it because it's controlled substance, or even really well aware of how to optimize a guy or where he should be for optimal health. So, your first real step should be your doctor. So, yeah.
Got it. If guys have, high testosterone levels and they come to you and they're still experiencing some of the symptoms of, that could be associated with low testosterone, but they actually test in a decent range, what sort of advice would you give them at that stage?
I would do some broader testing. You may want to look at thyroid hormone levels, vitamin levels, and then you're looking at the overall diet as well.
Right.
Check the hemoglobin A1C, see where they're at there. Are they overweight? Are they what other habits are they doing as well? There's a lot of other things that can make a guy feel tired or run down, not just testosterone. So.
Right. Yeah. Got it. What are some of the mistakes that guys make when they're administering testosterone on themselves at home?
Mistakes? Yeah. So most of the commercial formulations are designed, they're supposed to be administered intramuscularly. And so that means that the needle is supposed to go through the skin, through the fat, into the muscle, and then injected, into the muscle. And the most common is grapeseed oil, it's thick.
Oh yeah.
So it has to be injected with a fairly long needle, usually a fairly large bore needle, like a 25 or 27 gauge needle. And so it takes a while to inject it. It tends to be more uncomfortable because it's going into the muscle. So if that's in the thigh or the glute, or in the shoulder, that can be painful and take a while you're sitting there with the needle in you for quite a while.
Kind of waiting for it to go down.
Right. It takes some practice.
That's interesting.
there's some other formulations, and what I tend to like to use with patients is an MCT oil, compounded testosterone. MCT oil is thinner, less viscous, and that particular formulation can be administered sub-Q. And so because you're just going under the skin, tends to be a little bit better tolerated. It can still go IM, but it can be better tolerated, and patients tend to like that better.
Got it.
I'm curious to see what these guys are going to prescribe for you.
Right.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean, so testosterone cypionate is usually the most commonly prescribed. It's what I prescribe for most of my patients. But there's an anthate, and there's some other formulations as well that can be used.
Well, I'm going to start off by just doing a month of it, just to kind of see how it goes and go from there.
Good.
I didn't want to get locked into something that I've never really tried before to kind of, there's always that hesitation there. So it'll be interesting to see how that works.
You're a pretty careful guy. You're just like, you don't want to commit to it. You're like, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah. I think, with anything new, you just want to kind of check it out. Now, if it was you prescribing, on the other hand, I'd be like, just give it to me. Because I know where you live.
Well, you get free follow-ups with me, I guess.
Right. That's right. Yeah. I think though that I think for some guys who are easing into it, they might be, speaking of these new guys, is there anything that they might be experiencing new, I guess, with TRT, or anything unexpected?
Unexpected to them, maybe, yes. Definitely going to see an uptick in the sex drive area. So, for some guys, that's maybe something they haven't experienced in a long time. Can be a little disconcerting, with them or with their significant other. I've actually heard that can be a problem for some people.
Sure.
If you don't have sort of how do I put this? A positive outlet.
Oh, sure. No, I gotcha. I understand that.
Obviously we talked about the hair loss before. It can be a thing, kind of accelerate male pattern baldness, things like that.
Can accelerate
those are sort of the big ones. Acne, but that's usually at the kind of high doses. That's the sort of bodybuilder problem of acne generally isn't an issue for physiologic levels of testosterone in a mature male.
Interesting.
Although one of my patients has told me recently that it's been a problem for him. He says body acne and stuff. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, all these things I have to look forward to. I'm so excited about it. That's great. Doing some other exciting stuff. It was our newly redesigned website, thunderbirdmenshealth.com. Go ahead and check that out. Yeah, we tried to make it really easy for folks to get the information that they need about testosterone.
Yeah, we have some great articles on there. We put a lot of time and effort into Cam. Put a lot of time and effort into those, and it's been
fun to learn about. Well, thankfully, you've read through all of them and kind of given yours.
It's a team approach.
Yeah. But go ahead and check that out. I mean, if you're just watching this for the first time, check it out. Please know too that there are certain things on the site that are not quite dialed in, but for the most part, we're really happy about it. It's been a labor of love, just kind of getting that to where we want it to be. There are some other, AI boasts. I guess Claude can do some HTML work or develop websites as well. But, we kind of feel like the best work is the work that we put the human touch on and that we're able to kind of do ourselves. Speaking of these other businesses that we've had, one of mine used to be, web design, graphic design, and things like that. Back in the old days, I used to make websites.
No, you're talented in that stuff. You've always, ever since you were a kid,
thanks, bro.
You've been able to draw really good, and I was always envious of that. I've never had that. You wanted to. We're talking about long-term commitments. Once a man starts on TRTs, he's sort of locked in for the long haul. The answer is no. You can stop at any time. Your body should go back to producing the levels of testosterone it was producing before.
Yeah.
And we can get into maybe future podcasts more in detail about the fertility issues and stuff like that come up. But that was
that's kind of it. Yeah.
Kind of it for the TRT today.
Yeah. Cool.
What are you hitting in the gym today?
What am I hitting in the gym? I've been focusing a lot on. That was totally focused on you, by the way. That was full screen.
Nice.
Muscle. Every once in a while I'll do a flex in the mirror, and I just think whatever. No, I've actually been focusing a lot on cardio.
Yeah.
Like hour-long treadmill, hour-long stair, like that kind of stuff.
Boring.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's important.
Right. And in fact, I think that's what motivated me this week to get started on T, because it's like, I'm putting in all this work.
Right. Once you get on the TRT, I'm going to urge you to lift more, because you'll see it's going to be different. You're going to surprise yourself, actually.
Yeah.
I had an interesting weight loss patient this last week she's plateaued. Did we talk about this already?
I don't think so.
She's plateaued on her weight loss and wanting to kind of keep losing weight, but she started doing more resistance training.
Oh yeah,
at the same time. Yeah, and so it's important to balance out. The cardio is important,
right?
And it's something I need to do more of. But I just like lifting weights.
Mm-hmm. So. How about you this week? What are you hitting?
So I've been sick. I had a really terrible workout day before yesterday, but no, I gotta get back to it. I have a 3-day split. It's kind of chest and back one day, and then I decided I wanted bigger arms, so I broke out my arms to their own day. So bis and tris in one day. I usually do my abs that day.
And you want the bigger arms.
And then and then I do like a leg day, So
have you measured your arm circumference?
Not
do you know
since
where
I
you
was
were?
a teenager, but I don't know.
Like 21 inches or what?
No,
19. Okay, pretty close. So bigger arms, like more definition, or like bigger biceps, bigger triceps.
Just it's more about like not the size per se, because like you don't just want to be walking around with these slabs of meat hanging off your body, but it's like the shape.
Yeah,
that's what I'm after. Just like the curves.
No, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's like a bodybuilder kind of way of thinking. Some guys some guys have really skinny arms. They just want bigger arms, but yeah.
So what different exercises are you focusing on then? So if you wanted to get like, the definition on your triceps, just kind of like cut down there. What are you doing for things like that? Are you looking at like dumbbell press or?
Well, I do a lot of like
skull crushers.
I do a lot of skull crushers. Like that's always been part of my workout, and I try to like push the limit on the weight on that.
What kind of weight do you do for that?
Like 110.
110.
Start with that.
That would really crush your skull.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
What I like about that
Jordan's got a new nose.
Kind of hits different heads. Plus, there's a little bit of this up and down.
Yep.
Like a flexion of the arm, and so you get a little bit of back and some shoulder.
No, I noticed those as well.
Into it.
The results. Yep.
Kind of the whole girdle. We call this the shoulder girdle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
And then obviously like the pull downs and stuff. My shoulders are not great, so any kind of above the head shoulder stuff doesn't feel good to me.
So for guys who do the skull crushers though, and I know that some people have said they have like elbow pain as they come up.
Yeah.
Is that a form issue or is that?
Well, it can be, but it can be just sort of.
Because I know my son, he's one of them. He can't do those because they just hurt.
You can try different grips. There's an overhand grip, kind of loads a different part of it. Feels like loads a different part of the elbow versus a hammer grip.
Sure.
But probably more than anything, it's like it's just it's a lot of torque on that one joint, and so you have to train your joints too.
Oh, right.
So it's probably just starting with the lower weight and spending more time with it.
Oh, right, yeah.
That slow form and stuff.
Right.
I'm like a proponent of going, to the max reps you can do, but always keeping your weight around like that 8 to 12 rep max.
Oh, that's cool. Head down to our comments and leave a comment about who you'd like to see on this podcast. It can be anybody. We can try and get somebody
Arnold.
in here. We're trying to get Arnie in here.
Arnold.
Or an Arnold impersonator. I saw that the other day. It was actually pretty awesome.
Probably more likely.
No, but yeah, let us know what you're interested in. If there's a topic that you want us to cover, if there's something you want us to talk about, leave your comment and we'll try and get to that. And in the meantime, obviously like, comment, subscribe, and share this with others.
Thanks.
We want to build the audience. We want to get people, thinking more about their health. And if you're a guy in the Phoenix area, especially, we want to see you. You can just drop by. We're off of Deer Valley Road and what's the cross street?
75th Avenue.
75th Avenue.
North Peoria.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on in, meet with Dr. Glenn and just talk about your health goals. And yeah, we'd love to see you.
Thanks.